What inspires change? What motivates us? It's what's inside that moves us. What moves you? Get the Scion story at scion.com.
Public Health has come forward and said that because of a national shortage of PPD skin tests, that it's going to be very difficult for them to provide these free services to the community, especially during the time when school is about to start.
In response to this, Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. has introduced Bill 164, which would allow the governor to temporarily suspend the requirements for PPD skin tests via an executive order. Currently, all new students are required by Guam law to get a PPD skin test for both public and private schools. Just this year, the Department of Education's board adopted a more stringent policy that requires students to get a PPD skin test when transitioning from elementary school to middle school or from middle school to high school. Under this proposed bill, however, all of these requirements could be suspended by the governor. Deputy Superintendent Rob Millay.
As a parent myself of kids who go to public school, of course I would be concerned of other kids going into the school who don't necessarily have to have the screening. Are my kids going to be safe in the same classroom environment with someone who has not been screened?
However, Millay says they've received assurances from Public Health Director James Gillen that the Centers for Disease Control recommend using other methods to screen for and detect tuberculosis. Specifically, this involves using a health questionnaire for tuberculosis screening instead of the PPD test. Millay says he'll defer to the experts.
I'm a big fan of letting the plumbers do the plumbing, and if that's the guidance that's coming from the public health or the agency that's charged with public health, then I'm going to respect his authority, his decision, and his guidance.
However, not all parents may be as willing to accept this, and they might not feel safe knowing that questionnaires are going to be used to screen for tuberculosis instead of PPD skin tests.
I completely understand where parents are coming from. I'm a parent myself. My son is going to be starting school the same time, and so the initial reaction I have was of major concern. Now that my son, there's not going to be any testing, so my son will be exposed, other children will be exposed. But after listening to the professionals and having this interim procedure in place, I'm pretty confident that we're still going to be able to protect the health and welfare of our kids.